Alright guys, so I think we're finally ready to get the Dell T30 turned off, packed up, and brought over to my friend's house. And if you're at all curious about the hardware, I highly recommend checking out this video or the previous video, whichever comes out first, about the hardware and exactly what's in it. Can we all just sit down for a minute? Can we just sit down? Okay, so before we pack up though, I do want to just briefly talk about what's going to happen and what's currently on there, and then we'll get into greater detail later on in this video for those that are really interested in the nitty-gritty. So Dell T30 is over here. We have Unraid installed as a primary operating system. We have a Windows Server 2016 VM installed for basically troubleshooting, and we have OpenVPN installed. And we're obviously going to connect to that server via OpenVPN that's running as a container within Unraid, and that should allow us to have our remote connection so we can do backups or copy files, whatever it is. We have full access to it. And this is, of course, the R710 that you may recall from earlier. So that's obviously staying here. So that was our brief discussion, and now I'm going to go ahead and pack this thing up and bring some of my lights and other things with me. And then we're going to head over to Spencer's house. All right, T30 is packed up in the truck. Just got some final checks. I got, some tools in there, some rack mount equipment, power cables, Ethernet cable, just in case. I honestly don't know what else to bring. And one final check. We have the T30, the most important thing. One light, because hopefully I don't need it. Camera stand, and all of our accessories that we could possibly need. And away we go. We are now headed to Spencer's house to get this thing set up and installed. And once we get there, I will catch up with you guys and we'll look at it from there. So you guys might remember Spencer from earlier, and if not, then you should check out a video where we actually fondled his rack, and also he gave us a tour of his home lab and the setup. So check that out. And anyway, we're here with him again, and he's actually going to let me put my hardware in his rack and plug in some cables into his ports, and then also set up the server for VPN. So that's two things we're going to be doing here. So thanks for letting me exploit you and all that other stuff. All right, so I need you to figure out how to do some port forwarding. And I guess I'm going to get your rack set up to put the T30 on the rack. So do that stuff, please. Thank you. Got it. And wow, so we're going to use this shelf over here because last time old boy was using this as a shelf, and I think he still is. And I know he is because he cleaned it up when I got here. He had all that shit on it. So I brought him some nuts and screws or bolts or whatever the hell these things are called. We're going to get that thing rack mounted and rearrange his rack for him so we can make room for my stuff. And I don't know, be like the British Empire, I guess. I mean, feel free to, be you and stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna unplug all this stuff, move it. Oh, I know it's fine. I came here with the intention of just taking over. Like I own this place or something. Oh. How do you take this off? What? This. I don't have anything for this. This can probably actually stay. Will this be able to stay? It'll probably be able to stay. Gateway address. All right, we're gonna take off your UPS. Or I mean your PDU. Wait, how did you? What? Oh, never mind. Bent your ears, son. Hmm? You bent your ears. Your mounting ears.
Oh. Yeah, it's probably happened when you got moved around. Hey. Come on, router, let me into you. Forbidden?
Oh, I'm screwing it so hard. Screwing your rack so hard.
Oh no.
Oh, this is gonna pop off. Oh, yeah. All over the floor. I hope I didn't break anything.
I need a towel. God damn it. I had a new modem. I wonder if I need... Oh no. Alright, it's gotta be in this app somewhere. Here we go, 440. What do you need?
1196.
Wait, what? I have an address? I think I'm gonna need your IP address.
I don't know what it is yet until we get.
Source port 1196?
Destination. Technically both.
Is it TCP?
UDP.
Well, I found it.
Sweet.
And I'm gonna name it Spix.
Okay.
I had to do this for my Flexer. I don't even know if I can make
Wait a minute. Is this wide enough to mount?
I thought so. Is it not?
Barely, maybe.
I don't remember. I never tried. Because I didn't have the brackets to hold it.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll put the brackets on here to see if it holds. And then we'll see what's up.
It doesn't have to hold weight because it's at the bottom. So it really just needs to hold it in place.
Yeah.
So you could probably get away with doing one side.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I brought plenty of screws for the whole thing.
I have these too.
Yeah, same stuff. Same.
Same. Because I don't think my screws could fit through that.
Yeah, that's
was my problem.
That's what I think I remember you saying.
Yeah. Oh God, what's behind me? Oh, scale. You want to step on it?
Hell no. I already know how fat I am.
I do. Let's find out. I haven't eaten today. 162.
All right, I'm just gonna do the front too.
Yeah, all I have to do is hold it in place.
Yeah.
Holding weight.
Exactly.
That's fine. It'll actually look like I have stuff in here now.
Yeah.
Always got a bunch of crap on it.
So I'm wearing my sandals.
Smart, man. Yes, I know. My dog can piss everywhere.
Aren't they potty trained?
One is, the other not so much. He refuses to be. He has bladder issues.
Here, you can have these. I didn't bring any gifts for you this time.
Those are gifts.
I guess so.
They only got it for free. It's a gift. Came from you to me for free.
I'd give you one of these, but this is my only one.
That's
so,
cool,
and I probably use it way more often than you ever will.
I have something that'll work like that somewhere. Yeah. This reaches and fits all in there. And I got all kinds of tools for days now. You should see my garage.
Alright, well, I'll let you raise this, like, shelf or these rails on your own later.
That's fine. I probably won't. They're only for stability to hold this in place.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm just going to leave them like that.
I just ended up using it as a shelf because it was wide enough.
Cool. Here, make yourself useful and plug me into the network, please. And,
You want to try to use this? I haven't done anything with it since you came over last time.
it's your call, man. Yeah, I'll just leave it up to you. Figure out what you want to do.
Otherwise, I don't know if I have a bunch of ports. We'll try it. If it doesn't work, we'll just plug you directly in.
What?
So I got that water and then I realized it's an open cup and I'm not knocking over everything.
Just put it, like, not so close to the edge.
I meant like in front of me.
Oh.
Alright, how long is this table? Long enough I can probably go down and up.
You want to go down on me? What?
Yes. Only on days that end in life.
So all of them.
All of them. twice on Sunday if you feel lucky.
Sir, that's the day of God.
I know, that's why it's a special day you get to do it twice.
So I'm just like all up in the way of the camera right now, so it's totally uninteresting to look at my back.
I don't know, looking at your backside is usually pretty fun.
From your perspective.
Yes. Okay. I think we're good. Okay. We'll have to rerun. Untangle all this shit later. Hello.
Hello. Just, you know, touching each other sensually. Hey, puppy. Hey, puppy.
Like that. Okay. Can you give me a clear look out?
Can you give me $5? Speaking of $5.
Come on, you. Here, you get to be on camera. Say hello. I know, you're going to bother the whole time.
What? How did that happen?
How'd what happen?
Put it in the wrong damn hole.
I know you're used to that. Let me get some. What? I don't think you want. You want some Starbucks?
Nah.
No.
Wow.
What'd you do?
I bent your thingy.
What thingy?
This thingy.
Oh. That's impressive. No, I think that's not bent. That's broken.
Oh. Whatever.
Like snapped off. Impressive. You don't know your own strength.
I don't know a lot of things.
Yeah, I know that. Ding ding. Yeah, I'm only gonna leave that for like 10 minutes or so. I'm just trying to get deep read the stuff.
Thank you.
Stay over there. I know you want to be helpful.
Your ears are bent so bad.
Those didn't come with that. I think I stole them from the. We have all old beat up shit. Don't touch that.
Oh my gosh.
Are you okay?
No.
Why not?
Because your ears are bent.
Did you get out of here? Get out of the way. Tinker. Over there. Teddy. Teddy's sitting in your butt like you're another dog.
I farted.
Come on. Come on.
All right.
Get away.
Oh, so I gotta warn you that this is broken. So it's probably gonna pop out. So just be like ultra careful.
Me be ultra careful?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. You want to go in here first? We'll try that. That way I can also be plugged into this thing.
Well,
Need another one.
nothing's even plugged into this.
Huh?
This doesn't even have an internet connection.
That's what that is.
What?
That's what this will be. The one you just plugged in.
Oh.
I think it's just a flat.
I guess I should have brought more cables. Can I use this cable?
Go for it. I have short one somewhere. Let me use that for now. I don't even know if it's gonna work. Oh, here we go. Here, have this one. It's short.
Does it work?
Yeah.
This one's broken too.
The clip? Okay.
Yeah.
Here, hold on. We got more. I got more. Try one of them. I've never used these.
Well, that's not scary at all.
They're brand new though. Out of the packaging. Out of the bag. Except for the other one. The other one came with a router. I probably plugged it in temporarily. I think it came with my modem actually.
Do you have DisplayPort to HDMI? Does that take the DisplayPort?
No, I won't. I'll have. Does that only have DisplayPort?
Yeah. It might be okay. We might be able to see the MAC address pop up on your switch or router or whatever, and then we can determine the IP address from there.
Yes, I can see all that. Or should be able to.
Okay. Mounted. What? Go ahead, do your thing.
Nailed it. What do you need?
I need to figure out what the IP address is. All right, so one thing I got to do before I leave here is actually set this thing up to work with his network, because the IP address we have at home is different than what his subnet and IP range and all that stuff is. So I'm going to do that really quickly. And then one more thing I got to do before I leave is test to make sure I can connect to OpenVPN from my cell phone. So I'm going to configure that right now. 132.143. 143. Sweet, so it showed right up. We have Unraid's done its thing. It's pulled an IP address from, I'm assuming, his DHCP server, which is on his router. And we're just going to start it all up and make sure it works. I'd show you guys this part, but kind of hard to do when I'm not at home. Okay, so it looks like OpenVPN has accepted the new IP address. So all I have to do is go to Google Domains and configure my domain, or my subdomain actually, to point to his IP address so we can connect to the OpenVPN server remotely. You have gigabit internet, don't you?
No.
Not anymore? What's your up and down speed?
100 down, it's usually 110 down, 30 up.
Oh.
20 up.
Shame. I'm going to need you to get gigabit internet again, please.
If they offered it here, I would have. Well, I can get gigabit down. I can't get it up.
I'm going to need you to get gigabit down.
Giggity.
Can't get it up.
I can get 960 down, but it only increases my upload to 40 because it's not fiber.
Okay, so in Google DNS, I just configured the subdomain to forward to his IP address. So that way, when we connect to that domain name, in theory, we should be connecting to the Dell T30 that's at his place and not my actual domain at home or on the internet. I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, so I got my profile sent out, and now I need to actually test connect to the VPN server. Unfortunately, I can't show you guys that, but we will explore that a little bit later from home, or my home, and you can kind of see how that works in the end. So I'll get back to you. All right, so we were able to connect from my phone to his internal network. I can see the Unraid server, so that pretty much means that we're good, I hope. I don't really know what else to test while I'm here. Everything that I would normally use seems to be working, so we're done. So, thanks for letting me exploit you.
You got it.
Again.
Did.
Yeah, the second time he's let me exploit him. Yeah. And we're gonna.
I enjoy it though. It's okay.
Yeah, we're gonna use all your bandwidth, by the way, like all of it.
Fine.
I'm gonna be like downloading porn 24/7, and that's really it. Actually, that's the only reason why I wanted to remote VPN, so my wife couldn't see my activities.
It's a good reason.
Yeah, and also so I could see your cameras and watch you at night. Yeah, that's it.
I won't do anything
Okay.
inappropriate all the time.
All of the time.
All the time.
Anyway, so we're going to cut back to the house, and then we'll go into the more detailed setup of how all of this actually comes together now that we're done, leaving our poor Dell T30 here with the worst possible hard drives that, you know, he's going to fix for us when they fail and all that stuff. So
You got it.
So a couple weeks have gone by, and we're finally ready to actually show off the finished products. Now, this is going to be a huge point of contention amongst a lot of people out there about the best way to connect two Unraid servers together and perform backups. But because I already have an Unraid server running that already has a Windows 10 virtual machine on it, I think that using it the way that I'm about to show you works for me and is perfectly fine. And if you find a better way that works for you, like for instance, syncing two Unraid servers together, that's fine too. Or if it's some community app, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You have to do what works best for your situation. In my particular situation, since one of my Unraid servers is already set up, I'm just going to go ahead and use it the way I intend to, as you're about to see. Okay, so we're now looking at my Unraid server at home. This is Transcensia, as you may recall. So this is the server that's sitting at home. And now we're going to go ahead and look at how the Windows Server 2016 VM is connected to the remote Unraid server. Now, as you can already tell here, so this is my local Unraid server in this ISOs directory. And this is the foreign or remote Dell T30 that we have set up at my friend's house, as you previously saw. And this is also an ISOs directory. And so basically the gist of what we're going to do here is, periodically or however I see fit, we're just going to grab whatever I want to back up, drag it over, and, okay, yes, paste it. And it's going to start doing its thing. Now, the connection is going to be limited to my upload speed and his download speed. Now, my upload speed is approximately 20 megabits per second. So I don't think it's going to get much better than what you're seeing here. And if it does, hooray. If not, oh well. Now, so just to look at some activity here. So we're just going to look at the status of our OpenVPN client. There it is. And you can see that I am, this is my IP address as assigned by the OpenVPN server. And here is a bunch of data going back and forth between my client and the internet, or I guess the server, technically, OpenVPN server. And that's pretty much it. Now, if you guys haven't seen how to set all of the OpenVPN stuff up on Unraid, I highly recommend checking out Space Invader's video to see that. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and cancel out of this because I don't actually want to copy this ISO over. I don't really need it, and it'll be okay. It doesn't look like it finished writing. We're going to close out of both of these, and we're just going to do a quick speed test to show you, what kind of speeds you can expect. And also, while we're here, I just want to go ahead and show you, okay, so this is the foreign Unraid server. You can tell it's named Doofer. Here's its IP address. And here is the local Unraid server. This is Transcensia, and you can access literally both on the fly, and we can see their setups and how they're configured. And then we can control Doofer. This is the foreign Unraid server, pretty much however we please. We can see the virtual machines. We could even connect to this this virtual machine if we wanted, which is currently logged out. We have full access. We could really do whatever we wanted, but that's not why we're here. So we're actually going to do a quick speed test. Let's go to fast.com. And so that's our download, which is really, really good. And our upload, let's see, give it a second to finish here. And our upload speed is doing pretty well too, 23 megabits per second. That's actually pretty good for being connected over a VPN. It's a lot better than I thought it would be. All right, so that was all pretty cool stuff. I don't know why it took me so long to finish this video, but whatever the case, it's done now. As you can see, as you saw, we put the Dell T30 at my friend's place. I've connected to it locally through OpenVPN, which I can do through my phone if I want to have my own VPN, like if I'm traveling, or if I want to control that server for any reason. I can also connect to my personal, like my home Unraid server via VPN, which is also using OpenVPN server if I need it. So we have 2 VPNs now, 2 personal VPNs just in case one is down. And I think that means I don't have to pay for VPN service anymore, since I can technically use my server at my friend's house or the server at my house, which is kind of cool. Then of course also I can back up data or whatever I want to send to that server. I can now do that at my leisure. And then also I have my third backup, which will also be on Google Drive, or the cloud, Google Cloud, whatever you want to call it, Google Drive. So that's 3 backups now. And now, granted, the T30 is not perfect by any means. It could get there one day with better drives, or as they start to add newer drives to my current Unraid server and take those new old shucked drives to the Dell T30, which is going to be kind of a hassle in the future. Or is it? Anyway, guys, so I really hope you enjoyed that video. I appreciate everyone watching, and I appreciate all the comments and feedback I've been getting lately. And I hope to see you all next time. Peace.